Hi guys, so today I wanted to bring to you my foundation routine. Now I do have rosacea, it's a mild form, so my cheeks are naturally rosy. That's really the only problem that I suffer with. My foundation routine is pretty minimal and it doesn't take very long, and I try and use the least amount of products that I can. I don't really like putting a lot of crap on my skin. I like it to feel natural and airy, and these products do exactly that. So if you want to see how I put on my flawless face, then keep on watching. So I'm going to start with a clean face, and then I'm taking Maybelline's Instant Age Rewind. This is in medium, and I'm just going to apply that underneath my eyes and all over my eyelids because I do suffer from eyelid veining and discoloration. So I'm just going to take my ring finger and blend out this wonderful concealer. I absolutely love this formula, and I highly recommend it. It's very affordable, and please ignore my weird face I'm making right now. To set that, I'm using the NYC Pressed Face Powder, and this is a naturally beige. And I'm going to use the CPC 224 to set it. Tapping off any extra and then just blending out the powder. This not only covers your dark circles, but brightens up underneath your eyes. Kitty jump! For foundation, I'm going to use Neutrogena's Healthy Skin Liquid Makeup in Nude 40. Love this foundation. And I'm using the Sigma Synthetic Kabuki. And I'm spraying it with Max Fix Plus for a flawless dewy finish. And I'm just going to kind of stiffle it on my face and then slowly buff it out. I put it basically all over, but as you can see, I don't use a lot of foundation. I just really need it to cover the redness. I don't really have many problem areas, so I try and use as minimal face makeup as possible. So I'm just going to blend that out all over. Make sure you get in your hairline and also blend out underneath your jaw because you don't want it to look like you're wearing a mask. You do not want foundation lines. That is a definite no-no. Now to set the foundation, I'm using the Physicians Formula Mineral Talc-Free Powder, and then I'm going to apply that with my Sigma SS150. Just going to pat that on there. This just makes my foundation stay in place and it gives a little more coverage. I really like this powder. It's definitely comparable to the Max Mineralized Skin Finish. Has a very full coverage and it's just a very nice powder. And I'm going to also apply some on my ring finger underneath my eyes just to add a little more coverage because like I said, I do have really dark circles and I do have a lot of eyelid veins, which suck. I'm going to take e.l.f.'s, this is the blush brush from their studio line, and NYC Smooth Skin Bronzer in Sunny. And I'm going to apply that on my neck and basically all over my face. I know a lot of people like to contour, but I honestly just like an all-over tan face. So I apply it to my nose, to my cheeks, to my temples, basically everywhere. Now I'm going to use the e.l.f. eyebrow comb, and I'm just going to comb out my brows just to define their natural arch, kind of keep them in place. And I'm going to use the Milani Brow Fix Brow Kit, and I'm going to take both the lighter shade and the darker shade, and I'm going to apply that with a angled eyeliner brush. And I'm just going to define my natural arch and then slowly move in towards the center of my eyebrow. Not going for too dramatic, I just want to define them and shade them in very lightly. And I like to take the angled tip to define the center, or the start, I should say. I'm going to do that on the other side as well, but that's what we have so far. Again, defining the natural arch and slowly moving in towards the center. just gonna recomb my eyebrows and apply a brow gel. I'm using the Billion Dollar Brows, just their regular brow gel. And this just keeps your eyebrows from moving in all which ways and kind of keeps them going in the same direction. But don't fret, because if you don't have an eyebrow gel, just use a clear mascara. Works just the same. I'm taking MAC Sheer Tone Blush in Sincere. I absolutely love this color. This is my first blush ever. And I'm going to take that blush brush from e.l.f. and I'm going to apply that as a contour. If you don't know where your cheekbones are, make the weird fishy face and then contour. I like to start from the center and move towards my hairline, kind of making a little bit of a C, just defining your cheekbones. I like this color for contouring because it's still brown, but it looks a little natural and gives me a little bit of a flush. But if you think that you applied too much color, just take your powder brush and kind of smooth it all out and blend it. As for a highlight, I'm taking Benefit's High Beam. This is just a sample size, which is a liquid highlighter, and I'm just going to apply that above where I applied Sincere, just to accentuate my features. And I'm going to take my middle and ring finger and blend it out. But I'm not going to go anywhere near that blush color, just literally right above it. I'm using this as a base for our actual highlight color, which is MAC's Mineralized Skin Finish in Soft and Gentle, which is a beautiful pearly champagne color. So happy I finally splurged on this. And I'm going to apply that with Sedona Laces FB05 and just apply that right where I applied the Benefit's High Beam. And then after I do that, I'm going to take my ring finger again, dip it in the MSF, and apply it to my Cupid's bow for some juicy, pouty lips. Definitely draws attention to them. It makes them appear more full. This is a great tip for a first date. Wink, wink. And anything that's left on the brush, I'm just going to apply to my nose. So this is the final look. Very glowy, very dewy, and perfect for everyday wear. It's definitely light enough that it won't be too cakey and won't make you drip. But to set it and make sure it lasts all day, I'm using a setting spray by Skindinavia. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful. If you have any questions, then leave them down below, and all products will be in the description box. And I'll talk to you soon. Mwah.